Hi, Global Careers students. This is my last top tip for Global Careers in terms of you've nearly finished the semester, the course. So congratulations for getting to this point, but don't let your motivation interfere with making sure you nurture your motivation, constantly work on it so that you can complete the course as a whole. You still have another assessment to do if you've been submitting on time. So really looking forward to reviewing all the assessments and once they come in. Now, today's hot tip is about artificial intelligence. And the reason I want to focus on this today is because I've been doing some reading and looking at the research in terms of the industry sector and what they're expecting from students. And one of some of the key findings that have been coming out from recent research around this area is that employers are starting to see that students who graduate are not prepared when it comes to AI skills, how to use AI, and also to how to acknowledge it and be ethical about AI. So one of the key elements in this course is that we make sure with every assessment that you either let us know what AI tools you're using, and also you have an opportunity to say that you're not using AI and why. And the reason we do that is because we want you to start thinking about how would you be expected to use AI in the workplace, and also to come to your own understanding of where you might be positioned in that and the challenges you might find around that as well. So it's really important to be ethically responsible when it comes to artificial intelligence and how you're using that in your work in terms of the workplace, but in terms of this context around your assessment. So we're not saying you can't use AI, but what we want to know is what you're using and how you're using it and being honest about that, and also having a place for students who choose not to use AI and be acknowledged for that as well. So that's why you'll find that each assessment we have an AI statement. Now, the other thing I want to focus on is just some, conclusion summary, hot tips, perspectives from where I'm positioned as course coordinator, but also I speak regularly with the tutors as well. So some of the key summary feedback I'd like to give you as a cohort is just, take it easy in terms of planning your learning and making sure that you're across the detail. So a lot of the grading that we do with the assessments, what we've found is that we're needing to unfortunately take grades off because students just aren't reading the instructions. And I make sure that's all in the course in terms of Canvas. So, take the time, carve out that management time for yourself to create space to actually look at the detail of what's expected of you. And this is a key employability skill you're going to need in the industry, in the workplace. You're going to have employers that have expectations and are going to expect you to be across the detail. You can't then come back later and go, oh, I didn't see that, I didn't read it, when it's actually there. So make sure you're across the detail. That's one key feedback advice I'd like to give the cohort for this course for this year. And the other thing is start thinking about, well, what's next? You've done this course, you're about midway through your degree. You've still got a couple more, maybe a year left, maybe a semester left, maybe even a little bit more left. So what are you going to do with this learning, and what are you going to think about in terms of your career planning? How are you going to take some of this learning forward and think about, well, how am I going to actually enact the skills that I've learned, and also the planning and maybe the non-planning? What does that mean? Do I actually know what my career might look like moving forward? And if I don't, do I feel okay with that? It's okay to not always know the answers to everything in career, but I think what's important is owning that and not hiding away from that and saying you don't have confidence to, really look at that deeply, or you don't want to put yourself out into an uncomfortable situation. Sometimes we need to work outside the comfort box that we put ourselves in so that we can grow. Otherwise, we won't learn about who we are and what it is we really are passionate about and focused on. So yeah, that's my hot tips for this course. Really happy to have seen you all actively engaged. I know some of you did have some challenges. We're here to support you, as you know. Please be across the detail. You've got one assessment left. All the information is in Canvas. Get across the rubric. We only mark to the rubric, so make sure you're really aligning your assessment to the rubric, the details there. Okay, and I know it's a bit early, but just want to say congratulations and for a successful Global Careers course. Thank you. Bye, everyone.